All right, this thing's on. Okay, so this is not a review channel. I play a lot of first-person shooters. I've been playing them for over 20 years. Competitive Halo, Gears, COD. I've been playing a lot of Apex now. I wanted to do a review on a new controller that came out recently. The company's kind of new, Big Juan. The controller is called Rainbow Light. So I just want to do some initial impressions for you guys. All right, so before I get into the review of the Rainbow Light, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my experience and knowledge with controllers. I've had every brand you can think of, from OEM, GameSir, Scuf, all the elites. I've had all the Razer controllers, Battle Beaver, AIM, you name it. I've tried them all. I've set these up as an example, and I've put them in two categories. Here on the left is your standard basic controller. There's nothing fancy about these. They're in the $30, $40, $50 range. You're not going to gain any competitive advantage or edge using them. Here on the right is your pro controllers, 150, 200, 250 and above. These controllers are pricey and they have all your bells and whistles, swappable thumbsticks, back bumpers, mechanical keys, all the fancy stuff. I want to start by saying the Elite 1, 2 core, it doesn't matter. They are trash, absolutely garbage. They're the worst controller I've ever used. This one, brand new out of the box. The Y button does not work and it has insane amount of stick drift. I don't know if I'm going to blow that controller up and set it on fire. The Scuf, believe it or not, I have a lot of good things to say about this controller and was very impressed because the Scuf I had before this was awful. In the hands, it feels amazing. For what you're getting on this controller, it does have a lot of great features. I think the hair triggers are its best feature. The back paddles do feel really well, and overall, the controller just feels really solid. Again, like most controllers, the stick drift in just a month or two, it's insane. The joysticks just feel so muddy and unresponsive. Sometimes it gets stuck in this position. We just have to get away from these potentiometers within these controllers because when they go bad, the whole controller goes bad. And it's why I just stopped using this. I mean, the stick drift is just too unbearable. And for $230, that just shouldn't be happening within the first month or two of this controller. So with that being said, these are kind of the two categories I'm going to bounce this controller between. And so let's get into the review. Okay, so this is my review for the Rainbow Light controller by Big Juan. It's a new company. This controller did come out a few weeks ago on Amazon. This is not to be confused with the Rainbow controller that has already been released by this company. This is something that's brand new. It was around $30, $35, which is an incredible price, and why I brought up these controllers because it fits somewhere in between them, and you'll see why when I explain. The best selling feature to this controller and what even brought me to review it in the first place is the joysticks. I've never ever used joysticks that had this type of responsiveness. I'm not sure what type of mechanism they use in here or if it's something proprietary or what, but the responsiveness of these thumbsticks, I mean, they blow these out of the water. There is zero stick drift with this controller. Like you just feel so in control, and every micro adjustment you make transfers to your screen, and that's what I'm looking for when I'm playing these competitive games, because I typically play more on the linear side of settings, so I typically make very micro adjustments on my thumbsticks, and any dead zone really just messes that up. When it comes to your buttons and your D-pad, it's standard. I mean, they feel good. There's nothing I can really say more about it. It's just, you have that clicky tactile feel. They're responsive. There's nothing, I can say bad about them. The share button is down here, which I really like that. It's just way more easier to press than something up here. And I do want to add that this controller is only for PC and the Switch. I'm not sure if you can use a dongle to use it with Xbox or PS4, but I play on PC, so that's, what I'm reviewing it on. The bumpers feel good as well. There are two downsides to this controller I'll talk about. I cannot stand the triggers. I feel like the throw is so long for no reason, and I think that the way that they're shaped is just really odd, and I noticed that my finger just feels really cramped using them because maybe this could be different for everybody else, but it's just an unnatural shape to them. I don't know why they created them that way. I do want to add though that it does come equipped with the option to basically have instant trigger. So when you depress it just that much, it will register. So you can have it to where even though it's always going to throw that long, it will register with just being tapped like that. The back paddles feel really well. I mean, again, responsive. You're just getting two, but that's all I use. And it's not much I can really say. All the buttons feel good. They feel solid. They all register when I press them. Another downside is I feel like it's cool. I mean, it's a beautiful controller. Like, you can't deny that this controller looks great. It has a bunch of functions that, you know, if you buy it, you can get into it yourself. I mean, I don't buy a controller for how it looks. I really just need it to function well and you know, make me perform well. But this material is just too slick for me. If you sweat even just a little bit, it's so slick. And all the see-through controllers really suffer from that. They did put a little bit of texture grip on the back, but I feel like they should have brought it up here. I don't really need to see inside of my controller. That's not a big deal to me, but it just feels that kind of cheap plastic. And I would have preferred them to have a little bit more grip coming up on the controller. But other than that, I mean, for $35, this is an amazing, amazing controller. The thumbsticks, I just cannot say enough about them. I don't know if this is going to transfer on screen well, but there is zero stick drift on this controller. I mean, every little micro adjustment I make transfers onto the video game. And it's just such a great controller for the price point. I think if you have the money and you're just trying to find something, you know, you don't want to spend the money on the Pro controllers, but you want a little bit competitive edge over the regular, this controller is a great option. And I'll try and update you guys maybe in the comments within a couple weeks or a month to test the reliability on it. But for what you pay, this is an amazing, amazing, amazing buy. So yeah, I'm not really a review guy. I just was blown away by this new company and felt like there was no other reviews on the internet of this specific one because it just came out. So for anybody, you know, looking to get a controller that has back paddles and, you know, a couple of extra features, you can't go wrong with this one. And I'll show the box a little bit for you guys. Again, this is the Rainbow Light. There is another Rainbow controller that they make that is different from this one. This one is the one with the back paddles and a couple different features. Big, play big, one big. What a name, right? All right, that'll wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching.